Are you a tax fraud? Probably. Well, maybe. Okay, it's complicated. Today's Personal Finance Friday video comes as an elaboration on a discussion I've had with many people. I talk to a lot of people about money stuff, and with this, tax will often come up as a concern. You may assume you're fine and have nothing to worry about with your taxes, but I'm just going to go into some areas and discuss how it could be something you need to take another look at. Taxes are complicated, so you actually may not even know you're breaking any laws. If you only pay PAYE, so pay as you earn taxes, you get paid solely through your employer, and you have absolutely no income from any other source, you're probably fine and there's nothing to worry about here. However, if you have received any money from any other sources, be it income, gifts, if you made a gain on anything, a lot of ways you actually could be liable to pay taxes on these. So we're going to go into this. As a little side note here, most of what we discuss here numbers wise will only be relevant for Ireland, and as a timestamp I'm making this in April 2019. So if you're in a different jurisdiction or watching this much later, just check to see if the rules are still applicable. So let's look at some situations where you may have to declare and then pay more taxes. Gifts. If you've received more than €3,000 in a year, then you have to declare and pay taxes on this. Extra income. So if you have any other job than your primary income, your primary employer, you may have to do this. So if you have any temporary work, any seasonal work in the year, or if you actually have a side job, you're going to have to declare this and pay taxes on that extra income. Tips. If you're in a job where you get tips, you are probably liable to pay tax on this. And in a lot of jobs where tips are part of the payment, this can actually be a large part of your income. So if you're not declaring it, you can get in a lot of trouble. Side jobs. Okay, so some people may think this isn't fully relevant, but actually some things are just counted as a side job. So for example, if you're a gym instructor, your main income, allegedly, will come from the gym that employs you. But as with most gym instructors, they do personal training, which is not part of their employment. So you'll be earning money on the side, and it could potentially be a large part of your overall income. So again, you need to be declaring and paying taxes on this. If you're renting a room in your house, this is probably tax-free because it's tax-free under many circumstances. However, you need to check to make sure you fit into those circumstances, or it's not tax-free, and again, you could get in trouble if you're not declaring what you should be. If you have a side hustle like an Airbnb, or you drive an Uber cab or something like this on the side to make a bit of extra money, anything like that, you need to be declaring that. If you are doing that, you may also need certain insurances, certain licenses, so beware, there's probably more to that than just free money. If you are selling stuff online, this could be taxable, especially if you start getting into larger amounts. You need to think about this. So depending on what you're doing, how often you're doing it, you might be eligible to pay VAT, you might be eligible to pay capital gains taxes, and it will depend on the structure and what and how you're selling. If you're unsure, go talk to your accountant. If you don't have an accountant, go talk to an accountant, or you can give us a buzz on Money Boot Camp. The big one I have had in the last year or two is Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Many people have the idea that this is all tax-free because there wasn't necessarily rules around it initially. They were viewed as different, so they didn't necessarily fall under specific laws at the time. This has been clarified by basically every tax authority in the world. So they might be treated as securities in some places, they may be treated as just standard income in others, or different structures will be treated differently. So you need to be aware if you have made a gain on this, if you have any income from trading or selling or renting or whatever it is you're doing with your cryptocurrencies, just as you would have with securities or any side income, you're going to have to pay the appropriate taxes on this. The last one here is just anything. So if you have made any extra income or any gains by selling anything, by doing any work on the side, anything I haven't mentioned that's giving you a monetary benefit, this could be taxable. So make sure you investigate it, talk to someone who's a bit more educated than you, and see if you need to be declaring. If any of these are you may need to be declaring and paying more tax. Many people slip into these situations where they're actually not paying enough tax because they started doing something like this just as a hobby, or they just kind of fell into it, and from that it slowly grew and became something much bigger. That's fine if that's happened, but you need to make sure you're not breaking the law. You need to make sure you're not evading taxes, because there can be very big consequences to being a tax fraud and to avoiding and evading taxes like this. If you're worried about this at all, give us a buzz here at Money Bootcamp. You can message me through Facebook, through the form on the website moneybootcamp.com, or just send me an email, justin@moneybootcamp.com. This has been a personal finance Friday question from Money Bootcamp. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share. If you have your own questions, message them to me and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Money Bootcamp, learn money, live better.